Ìgbá tó gùn jù, ọmọ pé òfò ló kún. The God that sounds the loudest forgets that it is empty. This proverb is a powerful reflection on how those who appear full of themselves, boasting loud, overly confident, are often the ones lacking the most inside. Some people carry themselves with great volume, always seen, always heard, always admired. But Ifa teaches that true power is not in noise, but in substance. Tonight's story is about a beautifully carved gourd named Ìgbagbo, who forgot what he was made for. He became so proud of his appearance and echo that he stopped asking, "What am I filled with?" And when spirits came to use him, he had nothing to give. Before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss a sacred teaching from Ifa Wisdom Tales. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Ifa Wisdom Tales for daily wisdom, Yoruba proverbs, and stories that feed your worry. The gourd in Yoruba culture is sacred, used in offerings, rituals, and healing. It becomes powerful only when filled with water, prayers, or medicine. These proverbs remind us that outward beauty and praise mean nothing without inner purpose. An empty gourd might echo when struck, but cannot nourish when needed. Tonight, under the Iroko tree, Orunmila holds a small, beautiful gourd in his hand and says, "Let me tell you a story about a gourd that mistook echo for essence." In the village of Ajogunle lived a master carver named Ike, who created ritual tools for the temple of Orunmila. One day, she carved the gourd so beautiful, so smooth, so perfectly shaped. The entire village came to see it. She named it Ìgbagbo, meaning faith. The priest declared, "This gourd will hold sacred water during our ancestral rites. It must always be kept clean, filled, and consecrated." Ìgbagbo was honored. At first, he was humble, grateful to be useful. But slowly, the praise changed him. The people continued to admire Ìgbagbo, so shiny, so strong, so perfect. Soon the gourd began to refuse certain uses. "I am too holy to hold river water," he said. "I do not want to be used in small shrines. Let lesser gourd carry burden. I should sit on the high altar." The elders were puzzled, but did not push. Then one day, Ìgbagbo asked to be placed in the market for display. He sat high on a carved throne, and all day, people tapped in to hear his echo. Listen to that ring, so loud, so full, but inside, he was empty. A drought struck the land. A great ritual was needed to call on Olókun and Ọ̀ṣun for the return of the waters. The priests came for Ìgbagbo. "You were carved for this. Come carry the water of renewal." He smiled proudly and was placed under the sacred spring. But when the water was poured, it passed straight through. Cracks had formed from the heat of the sun. His insides, once strong, had dried from disuse. The water would not stay. The offering failed. The wind howled. The priest looked at the gourd with deep sorrow. You echoed when struck, but could not hold the blessing. Ìgbagbo was returned to the shrine in silence. No one touched him. No one praised him. He sat in shadow, forgotten. And in that silence, he remembered. He remembered how he once held healing leaves. He remembered the sound of prayers water inside him. He remembered his name, Faith, not Fame. He began to weep. I was carved to serve, but I let praise empty me. 1 moon cycle passed. Ìyá Morenike returned. She took the Gourd to the river and washed him in silence. She filled the cracks with herbal resin. She anointed him with Oshun water. And when he was placed again on the altar, he did not shine as before. But this time he held water. The ancestors drank. The drought lifted. And when asked why she restored him, Ìyá Morenike said, even an empty gourd can be useful again when it remembers to hold spirit, not ego. Back at the Iroko, Orunmila lifts a small sacred gourd and says, Ìgbá tó gùn, kò mọ̀ pé òfò ló kún. The gourd that sounds loudest forgets that it is empty. This story teaches, you may echo when praised, but are you full when needed? Image is not the same as usefulness. If you do not refuel your spirit, your crack will be revealed in crisis. And even more powerfully, you can return, you can heal, you can still be filled again. To you listening, have you been so focused on how you appear that you forget what you carry? Are you pouring out more than you replenish? Are you trying to hold spirit in a cracked container? This is your call to pause. Return to your source. Refill your inner world and repair the cracks made by ego, distraction, or performance. It's not too late to be useful again. But first, you must remember, you were carved to carry purpose, not applause. Ìgbagbo lost his way, not because he was weak, but because he forgot. And forgetting is human, but remembering, that's sacred. If the story reminded you to check your vessel, comment below. I choose to be filled with purpose, not pride. Share this with someone who may need a loving reminder to refill, realign, and restore their true worth. And don't forget to follow Ifa Wisdom Tales on all platforms for more powerful stories inspired by Yoruba proverbs, Odu, and ancestral wisdom. YouTube, Ifa Wisdom Tales. Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Ifa Wisdom Tales. Email, ifawisdomtales@gmail.com. Until next time, don't just echo, carry. Don't just shine, serve. And may your vessel never run dry. Ashe.